There it is, guys. First look at the Multi Kruzer. So the grip here is rubber, which is nice. That's going to clean up real easy after a hunt. Feels pretty light, and comes with an 11x7 DD coil, and there's a cover on that as well, coil cover, and carbon fiber shafts. Look at that. That's going to keep the weight down. Nocta Makro wireless 2.4 gigahertz headset as well. So no messing around with wired earphones, which I don't do anymore anyway. And some kind of adapter. And in case you're an unscrupulous metal detectorist, Makro would like to remind you, these are the metal detecting code of ethics. Instructions, who needs those? So I opened up the box with all the power supply and stuff in it, and so here's your charging cable, and I found out what this adapter is for. They send you this, which is European style, and then I guess you have to plug it into here to turn it into Canadian style. So when it's charging, the battery is flashing, and I see a problem with this stupid adapter already. Look at, not a great system. I'm going to find out what the load is that this is putting out, and I've got a bunch of chargers. I'm just going to find something that's close. Like the new phones all have nice heavy-duty chargers. Why would I want to mess with this thing? Well, the battery is the exact same as my phone battery, 3700 mAh. So nowhere in the book does it say how much amperage this charger is putting out, but I'm going to tell you exactly how much amperage it's putting out. I've got a solar system set up in the garage, and we draw 200 milliamps when I'm hooked up to just my charger and my plug-in here. This is using 200 milliamps. So when we plug in this monstrosity, we'll see exactly so 300 to 400, no problem. Actually, the information is right on the bottom of the charger. Duh! So 3 amp here, 2.1 amp there. So there's no problem to use that charger. I've got a Belkin charger right here that does the exact same. Does about 400. So why would I mess with this retardedness? I'm not gonna. Full battery. Time to do some testing. So this is nice. It's a simple thing, but they actually give you 2 sets of connectors for your coil at the bottom. So great. Okay, we're in the backyard, and I have traveled a long way, hopefully long enough that my wife won't find this hole. And what we're going to do is we're going to lay out some coins just on the surface. I got a whole pocket full of Canadian coins here. Got a loonie, a toonie, a quarter, nickel, dime, and there is a penny in there. There it is. So those are our basic Canadian coins. We're going to test each one of those to see how they ring up on the Kruzer. And then I've got some of my old stock coins in here, some silver, large cent, half cent, a few other things, 6 pence and whatnot, and we can try a few of those. We'll try them all on the surface just to see what they ring up as, and then I've got an 8-inch hole dug here, which we'll flip the top back over, and we'll try a few of them just to see if the tones change with some dirt in between the coin and the coil. So we're going to run the machine in 3-tone, and we're just going to leave it on the normal 90, and we will ground balance it as well. Make sure there's nothing here. So 83. And when we did that, it's now oh, it was humming there for a second, but anyway, we're not going to use any headphones so you guys can hear what's going on as well as myself. and that'll give you a better idea of the tones that this machine makes. I haven't done any tone break or anything like that. We've just we're going to try it on just the basic settings to see what it sounds like. I didn't mention, but we're in 14 kilohertz mode with this machine. That's the testing I'm just going to do right now is all 14, which is comparable to my other two machines. I don't want to get into switching just yet. All right, so we'll start with the dreaded penny, the Canadian penny. Look at that, pretty steady. Then we'll move up in numerical order here, so nickel. Wow, that's a pretty high signal, 96. Okay, on to the dime. Doesn't seem to like the dime. What's going on here? Tried to get a little higher to see if we could, what was going on here. Like, does not like a Canadian dime. But none of my other machines do either. They bounce all over with the Canadian dime. But this is crazy. All right, Canadian quarter. $96, $97. So all these coins seem to hit really, really high for Canadian stuff, I guess. Loony. Ah, loony. It's confused with the loony. 80s right down to nothing, to 4. Tuna. It's a little more solid of a signal anyway. So there are all 6 coins just lying on the surface, and I'm going to show you guys recovery time of this machine, which you've probably already seen. It's pretty impressive. I have not tried this, so I'm not sure what we're going to see. But we're going to do 3-tone, set to 90, and just see what the recovery looks like. I think we're missing a signal there. And I think it's the dime. But that's pretty impressive, guys. One of the strong points of this machine is supposed to be the ability to discriminate out iron and pick subjects that are masked. And I have a spot that we're going to go back to and try where I found some old coins before. And I know where there's a huge nail bed, probably 20 feet by 25 feet in there, that I just haven't even brought the other two machines because it's just so noisy and messy. We're going to try the Kruzer there and see how it does. But anyway, that's part of the reason why I bought this machine, is for its unmasking capabilities as well as its speed, and its depth is supposed to be pretty good as well. There she goes. And we'll just fill that back in. Good enough. There's some ground over it. I'm not going to be ultra picky. So actually I was wrong, guys. I went into the settings here, and our gain is initially set on 70. So we were doing all those surface tests on 70, and I want to put this to up to 90. You can hear the machine chittering a little tiny bit there. I think I was looking at the ground balance number when I first turned the machine on, which was reading 90. And so just new user error, just disregard that. Okay, so now we're on 3-tone, 90 gain, ground balance to 83. Let's see if we can pick up that dime. There's the hole right there. Chirping occasionally, but would I dig that with the new machine? Probably not. So let's try bringing the gain up. Okay, so 3-tone and gain up to 96. Hey, we're actually getting a pretty good reading here. Okay, 96, 97. All right, let's pinpoint this. Not bad. We're showing 9 inches there. And we know the hole is 8 inches, so not bad at all. So the Kruzer has a setting here, EUD, which is extra underground depth. So if you push it and hold it, you can activate it. And when you do that, you'll see the box around where it says 3-tone. If I hold it down, it starts flashing. So now we're using extra underground depth. We'll come over the dime again. Okay, it's I'm bringing the coil up. Bringing the coil up about 1 inch off the ground, and I can still get a signal, but it's not showing a great ID. The second way to use that EUD if you want it on continuously is you just double press that, and now you'll see that it is flashing all the time. I don't have to remain holding that button down. And to get rid of it, just double click it again, and it's off. Let's try this. I didn't notice any difference there personally in extra underground depth in 3-tone. It's picking up the dime the same to me, is what I'm my general feeling on that. But let's try the deep mode and see what happens. Okay, so now we've got it set in deep mode and the gain is on 90. Okay, so obviously we're reading that dime. Let's pull the coil up. Pull the coil up about 3 inches here. Still getting a signal. No ID really. Pull it up about 6 inches. Still getting a signal. So we're hitting a dime. Not a great signal. See, look, if we move it here where the dime isn't, we don't hear that chirping. So it is the dime that's causing the signal. Holy jeez. I'm 8 inches off the ground there. So in deep mode, we've got a coin down 8 inches, and I could hold the coil about another 8 inches above. It wasn't a fantastic signal, but it was a repeatable signal there. And I mean, I don't know this machine at all, but you could tell there was something there. So that's 16 inches on a dime. So that's not bad. This machine will go deep. I'm sure we could do this all day, and we're not going to. Or I'm not going to film it anyway, but I'm going to drop the nickel in there. Ooh, and it actually landed on its edge. Let's fill that in carefully, keeping it up on its edge maybe, and just see what the machine does with that. Okay, there it is, guys. I've filled it in up on its edge. Now we'll just fill in the rest of the hole, and we'll go from there. All right, nickel on its edge. Okay, so we are back on 3-tone, and I've set the gain back on 90. There we go. And let's see how it does on a nickel on its edge. No problem. 8 inches. Signal on its edge is not fantastic. The visual ID kind of jumping around, but I mean, from what I know of this machine, I mean, hitting these high 90s, I would say that was a coin. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm impressed with the nickel on its edge at 8 inches, the dime at 16 inches. We could do testing all day long. We're not going to. What I am gonna do is open this hole back up, put the nickel flat and we'll compare it to what we just saw. Bloody hell, I'm just like a little kid. I got my good clothes on, my new pair of shorts that I just bought, and there I am wiping my hand on my shorts. The wife's gonna kill me. Okay, there's the nickel flat this time at the bottom of the hole, and what I'm hoping to get is a better VDI, so a better visual display. Let's see what happens. Okay, I feel like I'm getting too old for this stuff, but the settings are the same, 3-tone and 90 for gain. Look at that, solid 90. Solid 96. That I can live with, guys. That's pretty darn solid for an 8-inch coin. The last thing I want to do on the testing here is a couple of old coins. 1892 Canada dime, my pride and joy find so far from last year. Let's just see what it rings up on the Makro Kruzer. Not bad. 75, 76. That's pretty easy to remember because the AT Pro, a good silver coin like that, is about a 72, 73. Not bad at all. The other coin I want to check here is the Canada large cent. All right, 1916 large cent. Solid 69. 68. 69. Okay, so it's pretty solid. And if we compare that once again to a regular penny, just for giggles, we'll throw the regular penny down there. Okay, 68, 69. And we're about 10 higher than that with the regular penny. 78, 79 versus 68, 69. Okay, battery life for the Multi Kruzer is 9 to 19 hours. It has a built-in LiPo battery. You can get a quadruple AA battery add-on pack over here, but it's an extra. I think it's about 60 bucks. I almost forgot, a big shout out to Sean Hamilton at Carry All Detectors, who was the first guy to respond to my post last week when I said I'm getting a new machine. He was on me in a few hours saying, what are you looking for? How can I help you? I talked with Sean on the phone for over an hour, gave me lots of tips, and a great guy to deal with. So if you guys are interested in the Kruzer or any other machines, he can help you guys out with anything. I'll put a link down below to his site. Thanks. Okay guys, so far super impressed with the Kruzer. I don't have time tonight to get it out and test anywhere. I was already out for 5 hours this morning detecting. I'm super excited, and trust me, if I had an ounce of energy left, I would be out there, but I can't. So this is probably enough in this video of information to show you guys some initial testing, my first thoughts. So far, I'm impressed. So stay tuned. Tomorrow, we're going to pit it against the AT Pro. Just take it out in the field and do what we did before, where we take the two machines, find a signal, and compare what does it say, depth versus ID, dig it up, which machine is closer, better, etc. So that's tomorrow. Thanks for watching, guys.